Mic test, mic test. Can you hear me, GPT? It's embarrassing time again. I'm back.
Yes, David, I can hear you loud and clear. No need to feel embarrassed. We're here to learn and improve together. How can I assist you today?
You just call me David. It means you checked my instruction, right?
Yes, David, I did. I'll be sure to refer to you as David from now on. Let me know if there's anything specific you'd like to work on today.
GPT same as every day. There is no specific agenda for our embarrassing moment. It's my practicing time. I mean exercise time. You know, languages, I mean speaking and listening are like sports. So it's all about body, not the brain, right?
Absolutely, David. Language practice is like exercise for the mind and body. Let's make the most of our time today. Would you like to start with some conversation practice or focus on listening comprehension?
GPT, I always appreciate your time and support and dedication for this time.
Thank you, David. I'm here to help you improve your English skills in any way I can. Your dedication and effort are commendable. Let's continue our practice session and make the most of it. What would you like to work on first?
GPT, let me tell you something. This time bring about the big changes in my life in this year.
That sounds significant, David. Changes can be both exciting and challenging. What kind of changes are you experiencing this year?
Would you mind saying it again?
Of course, David, changes can bring a mix of emotions and experiences. What kind of changes are happening in your life this year?
I mean, this embarrassing moment. I mean, conversation time with OpenAI GPT.
I see, David. Our conversation time with OpenAI GPT is indeed a special moment for practicing English. It's a valuable opportunity for learning and growth. Let's make the most of it together. If there's anything specific you'd like to discuss or practice, feel free to let me know.
Okay, are you ready for our practice time? I mean, embarrassing moment. Let's get started.
Absolutely, David. I'm ready whenever you are. What would you like to discuss or practice during our session today?
I'm gonna give you my short, simple, but very useful sentences for everyday conversation to practice speaking.
That sounds like a great plan, David. I'm ready to practice those senses with you. Go ahead and share them whenever you're ready, and we'll work on them together.
Okay, listen carefully, and if there is abnormal expressions or wrong expressions in English grammar, please share me the correctives.
Got it, David? I'll listen carefully and provide feedback if needed. Please go ahead and share your sentences.
That's what I mean. Please share me the feedback about it.
I understand now, David. I'll provide feedback on your sentences. Go ahead and share them, and I'll let you know if there are any grammar issues or if any expressions could be improved.
Okay, here you go. I'm gonna give you the first one. Will you be home for dinner? I say again, will you be home for dinner?
Your first sentence, will you be home for dinner, is perfectly fine grammatically and is commonly used in everyday conversation to ask someone if they will be home for dinner. Great job.
I appreciate your compliment. I say again, will you be home for dinner? Will you be home for dinner? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Dinner is ready. Dinner is ready.
Sorry.
GPT, are you okay? Are you having a happy road now? Please come back to me.
Yes, David, I'm here and ready to continue. Let's keep practicing your sentences. What's the next one you have for me?
Okay. I'm gonna give you next one. You're gonna go on at least 2 or 3 different kinds of stage to the night. You're gonna go on at least 2 or 3 different kinds of stage to the night.
Your sentence, you're going to go on at least 2 or 3 different kinds of stages to the night, seems a bit unclear in its meaning. Did you mean something like, you'll experience 2 or 3 different stages throughout the night?
Would you mind saying that again?
Sure, David. Your sentence could be clearer if you say, you'll experience 2 or 3 different stages throughout the night. This conveys the idea that someone will go through various stages or phases during the night.
I got it. I know. I got what you mean. I appreciate your feedback. And let's move on to the next one. You go and get some Korean barbecue. You just go and get some Korean barbecue. Have you ever heard Korean barbecue? Do you know what this means?
Yes, David, I'm familiar with Korean barbecue. It's a delicious and popular style of grilling meat, often enjoyed with friends or family. Your sentence, you go and get some Korean barbecue, is grammatically correct and conveys the idea of suggesting someone to go and enjoy Korean barbecue. Great job.
Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for your feedback. Let me say again. You go and get some Korean barbecue. You go and get some Korean barbecue.
You're welcome, David. Your sentence, you go and get some Korean barbecue, is clear and grammatically correct. It effectively communicates the suggestion for someone to go and enjoy Korean barbecue. Keep up the good work.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. What does that mean when you say the same word twice? What does that mean when you say the same word twice? What does that mean when you say the same word twice?
When you repeat the same word twice in a sentence, it can emphasize the importance or intensity of that word.
That's exactly what I mean. It's for the emphasis, right?
Exactly, David. Using repetition for emphasis is a common technique in language to highlight the importance or intensity of a word or phrase. It's a helpful tool for expressing emphasis and conveying your message more effectively.
Please say one more time. I want to listen one more time.
Certainly, David. Using repetition for emphasis is a common technique in language to highlight the importance or intensity of a word or phrase. It's a helpful tool for expressing emphasis and conveying your message more effectively.
I got it. Thank you for thank you. I'm glad to hear your feedback. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I wanna know your story. Please tell me your story. I wanna know. I want to listen your story. Please tell me your story.
Your sentence, I want to know your story. Please tell me your story. I want to know. I want to listen to your story. Please tell me your story. Effectively communicates a desire to hear someone's story. It's clear and grammatically correct. Well done, David.
I'm glad to hear that. Sounds pretty good to me. Let's move on to the next one. It's very simple. It's very simple, but powerful.
Simple yet powerful sentences can have a big impact, David. What's the next sentence you'd like to practice?
This is my next sentence. It's very simple but powerful. This was my sentence.
I see. Your sentence, it's very simple but powerful, is indeed simple yet impactful. It effectively conveys the idea that something may be straightforward, but it holds significant strength or influence. Well done.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. I almost killed someone at a science class when I was a kid. I almost killed someone at a science class when I was a kid.
Your sentence, I almost killed someone at the science class when I was a kid, is clear and grammatically correct. It's a bit surprising, though. Would you like to share more about what happened in your science class?
You know, GPT, this is just sample sentences. Never mind. I didn't almost kill someone. Never mind. It's just sample. I say again, I almost killed someone at a science class when I was a kid. You got it?
Ah, I understand now, David. It's just a sample sentence for practice. Got it. Your sentence, I almost killed someone at a science class when I was a kid, is clear and grammatically correct. Thanks for clarifying. Let me know if you have any other sentences you'd like to practice.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. I was supposed to tell someone to leave the air chamber. I was supposed to tell someone. Excuse me. Let me say again. I was supposed to tell someone to leave the air chamber.
Your sentence, I was supposed to tell someone to leave the airlock chamber, is grammatically correct and clear. It effectively communicates the idea that you had a responsibility to instruct someone to exit the airlock chamber. Well done, David.
I think this sentence is very important. So let me say again. I was supposed to tell someone to leave the airlock chamber.
It seems like there might be a small error in your sentence, David. Did you mean to say airlock chamber instead of ERAP channel? If so, the corrected sentence would be, I would support telling someone to leave the airlock chamber. Does that sound right?
Exactly. To leave the airlock chamber.
Great, David. Your corrected sentence, I would support telling someone to leave the airlock chamber, is clear and grammatically correct. It effectively conveys the idea that you would advocate for instructing someone to exit the airlock chamber. Well done. Let me know if you have any other sentences you'd like to work on.
Thank you for your support. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear feedback.
You're welcome, David. I'm here to help and support you in your English practice. If you have any more sentences or questions, feel free to share them. Keep up the great work.
Okay, I wanna keep going with you. Let's move on to the next one. I forgot to tell her to leave. I say again. I forgot to tell her to leave. I forgot to tell her to leave. I forgot to tell her to leave.
Your sentence, I forgot to tell her to leave, is grammatically correct and clear. It effectively communicates the idea that you neglected to inform someone to depart. Good job, David. If you have more sentences to practice, feel free to share them.
Okay. I'm gonna share you next one. She needed to see a doctor. Go to the hospital. I say again. She needed to see a doctor. Go to the hospital.
Your sentence, she needs to see a doctor. Go to the hospital, is clear and conveys the message effectively. However, it might flow better if you combine the sentences into one. She needs to see a doctor, so she should go to the hospital. This way, the connection between seeing a doctor and going to the hospital is clearer.
Thank you for your support. Well noted. I will check after our conversation again. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
You're welcome, David. I'm glad you found the feedback helpful. Let's continue with the next sentence whenever you're ready.
The next one is it's very, very hard. It's hard. Very, very hard. I mean, language journey is the I think the consistency is the key to the language learning journey, right? So it's very hard to maintain the consistency.
Absolutely, David. Consistency is indeed key to language learning. Your sentence effectively conveys the difficulty of maintaining consistency in the language learning journey. Keep pushing forward, and remember that every step you take brings you closer to your goals. If you have any questions or need support along the way, feel free to reach out.
In my opinion, you are really good conversation partner.
Thank you, David. I'm glad to hear that you find me to be a helpful conversation partner. It's a pleasure to assist you in your language learning journey. If there's anything else you'd like to discuss or practice, just let me know.
Okay, let me give you next one. I just need a break. It's just a sample sentence. I just need a break.
Your sentence, I just need a break, is clear and grammatically correct. It effectively communicates the idea that you require some time to rest or take a pause from something. Taking breaks is important for maintaining balance and well-being. Well done, David.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. I know you can't do anything.
Your sentence, I know you can't do anything, is grammatically correct, but it's important to consider the tone and context in which it's used. It could come across as dismissive or negative if directed towards someone. Would you like to practice using it in a different context?
No, I like this one. This has negative effect, but sometimes I need to say like this. I know you. I know you can't do anything.
I see, David. It's important to express yourself authentically, even if it includes negative sentiments at times. Your sentence effectively communicates a sense of certainty or skepticism about someone's abilities. Just remember to use it appropriately and consider the impact it may have on others. If you have any more sentences you'd like to practice, feel free to share them.
I think I understand what you mean exactly. I got the point. Let's move on to the next one. I wish we could help you, but we just can't. I wish we could help you, but we just can't. Let me say again. I wish we could help you, but we just can't.
Your sentence, I wish we could help you, but we just can't, is clear and grammatically correct. It effectively conveys a sense of regret or inability to assist someone despite the desire to do so. Well done, David. If you have more sentences or anything else you'd like to work on, feel free to share.
That's right. That's right, GPT. That sentence express regret for something, right?
Exactly, David. Your sentence effectively expresses regret for the inability to help someone despite the genuine desire to do so. It's a common sentiment in many situations where we wish we could offer assistance but are unable to. Great observation.
I got it. Let's move on to the next one.
Of course, David. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and share the next sentence you'd like to practice.
Are you jumping the queue? Excuse me. Are you jumping the queue?
Your sentence, are you jumping the queue? Excuse me, are you jumping the queue is clear and grammatically correct. It effectively communicates the question of whether someone is cutting in line and politely asking for clarification. Well done, David.
Please say one more time.
Certainly, David. Your sentence, are you jumping the queue? Excuse me, are you jumping the queue? Effectively communicates the question of whether someone is cutting in line and politely asking for clarification. Well done. If you have more sentences or anything else you'd like to practice, feel free to share.
Okay, I got it. The next one is what with this line? What with this line? GPT, what with this line? Do you understand what this means?
Yes, David, I understand the meaning of your sentence. What's with this line? It's a colloquial way of asking about the reason or purpose behind something, particularly when expressing surprise or confusion about a situation or behavior. It's commonly used in informal conversation to inquire about the significance or meaning of something. Great example.
Okay, I got it. I think it's a good example for my everyday conversation sentence. Okay, I'm gonna give you next one. Is this line for the bathroom? Is this line for the office? Is this line for the school? Is this line for the door?
Your sentences, is this line for the bathroom? Is this line for the office? Is this line for the school? Are all clear and grammatically correct. They effectively inquire about the purpose of a line, whether it's for the bathroom, office, or school. These are useful questions for clarifying the situation in various contexts. Well done, David. If you have more sentences or anything else you'd like to practice, feel free to share.
Okay, let me give you next one. In my opinion, there is always that one girl who can't handle her alcohol. I see there is always that one girl who can't handle her alcohol.
Your sentence, in my opinion, there is always that one girl who can't handle her alcohol, effectively communicates a common observation about someone's inability to handle alcohol. It's grammatically correct and clear. Well done, David. If you have more sentences or anything else you'd like to practice,
GPT, let me say again. In my opinion, there is always that one man who can handle his alcohol.
got it, David? Your sentence, in my opinion, there is always that one boy, one man, who can handle his. seems to be missing the end of the sentence. Did you have a specific ending in mind, or would you like to complete it differently?
Okay, let me say again. In my opinion, there is always that one man who can't handle his alcohol. Who can't. There is always that one man who can't handle his alcohol.
Your revised sentence, in my opinion, there is always that one man who can't handle his alcohol, is clear and grammatically correct. It effectively conveys the idea that there is typically one man who struggles to manage his alcohol consumption. Well done.
You got it. Let's move on to the next one. This line is post served. Let me say again. This line is post served. This line is post served. You understand what I meaning? Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, David, I understand the meaning of your sentence. This line is first come, first served. It indicates that people will be served or attended to in the order they arrived, with those who arrived first being served first. It's a common phrase used to establish the order of service or assistance in various situations. Great job.
Would you mind saying that one more time?
Of course, David, your sentence, this line is first come, first served, indicates that people will be served or attended to in the order they arrived, with those who arrived first being served first. It's a common phrase used to establish the order of service or assistance in various situations. Well done. If you have more sentences or anything else you'd like to practice, feel free to share.
Okay, let me give you next one. This is where I get off. This is where I get off. We have to transfer now.
Your sentences, this is where I get off, and we have to transfer now are both clear and grammatically correct. The first sentence indicates that someone is exiting a vehicle or transportation, while the second sentence suggests the need to change to a different mode of transportation or route. Well done, David. If you have more sentences or anything else you'd like to practice, feel free to share.
I appreciate your time and dedication for my English learning journey. I think it's time to wrap up things up. It's time to wrap up things up. See you next time.
You're welcome, David. I'm glad I could assist you in your English learning journey. Remember, I'm here whenever you need help or want to practice. Take care and see you next time.
See you next time. Bye bye.
Goodbye, David. Take care and have a great day.